Yeah, I think it's just nice to know that we're moving forward. There's starting to be some normalcy, and there's something to look forward to. I think it's for every, not only just the students, but all the athletes on campus. It's just very difficult to, you work so hard and then you don't get to go out and compete. So, but we also know that there's things that could happen as well. So, but right now we're preparing as if everything's going to go smoothly, and but again, it's just nice to at least to have that expectation that you're going to go out and compete, because again, you spend 6-7 months practicing and training, and it's just nice to go out and compete against other people. We have a lot of new people, and I think the fact that the new people are really they're really close, which that's something that you like to see as a coach. On our men's side, we have Cody coming back. He's taking advantage of the extra year, and Cody has all the ability in the world, and it'll be nice to see him showcase that. So we're really hoping that he plays up to his potential. Then we have Andy coming back as well. He'll be a junior this year, and again, Andy has shown he plays in a lot of events up in Canada, and he's done very well up there. So they're going to be our anchors. But after that, we have a lot of inexperience. So it's the nice thing about this spring season is a lot of those guys are going to get an opportunity to play, and we're going to have good competition for those final spots on our 5-man roster. So they're going to be able to showcase what they can do now, but it's also going to help us when when the season ends. But on the women's side, we graduated 6 seniors, and we had 2 all-conference players. That's hard to make up. So we have 2 juniors coming back. They've done a really good job with incorporating all of our younger players. But we had 3 recruits that we came in this year that we think are going to do really well in our program. Taylor has all the tools to be a fantastic player in our conference. And same with Holly. Holly is going to be a fantastic player for our conference as well. And then we have JC. She's from Mina, and JC's kind of our grinder. She's going to do very well for us as well. So we're excited about the 3 that we have coming back. But I think that was something that was debated a lot last year, whether we have a conference tournament so we can have an all-conference team, things like that. And I always felt that regardless of how it went, we were going to have a conference tournament, whether that's would have happened or not. But I know there was that expectation to at least get to that point, whether we have tournaments or not. So, but we also know that it's a fluid situation too. So if somebody on the team does test positive for COVID, that's going to affect probably both teams. But that could affect our season. Our season is going to be once we start our tournaments schedule, it's 3-4 weeks, and then we're done. So we're playing a lot of tournaments in a short amount of time. So it's going, so any hiccup like that can affect the season. So we're aware of that. We're preaching that, make sure that everyone stays, doing their best to kind of stay in their little bubble. And, and again, there's just so many uncertainties still. But again, we at least are looking forward to the expectation of having a season. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough in a couple of different ways. Obviously, there's the scheduling part of it, and now we have all these testing measures too. So trying to figure out how we're going to test in between these tournaments when we're only back for a short period of time. But from the student standpoint, they're going to be missing a lot of school. There's a lot of travel. I think, if there is a positive of the COVID thing, it's with the online learning. I think that's really going to help when we do travel now, because they're kind of used to not being in the classroom a little. But it's still, it's still going to be difficult just being away from town, just being away from, your home. It's always nice to sleep in your own bed. So we're basically going to have a month where we're going to be on the road consistently. So it's going to be, I think that's going to be probably the toughest part of the whole journey. It's going to be fun at first, but, after you're away for a while, you kind of start missing home a little bit. Yeah, and again, you come to, if you're playing in college athletics, you come to compete. And so if you take that schedule away and you're not able to compete, then it's the kind of that prize at the end of the road, So, it gives you that motivation to, and it allows you to focus too. I think we've noticed a shift in our focus here in the last month, in the last couple of weeks, because everybody knows that, we only have a month before we go out there and play, so we need to start, fine-tuning a lot of things, and and the fact that we aren't playing outside until that first tournament that we play in, we need to prepare as well as we can before we get out there. So, you're starting to see that, excitement, but also that the seriousness that is needed so when we do get out there, that we are able to, kind of hit the floor running or hit the ground running. So.
We've just been practicing a lot, just doing what we know we need to do to make up for our lost time, essentially. And since none of our freshmen have got that fall season chance to play their first college tournaments, we had to make up for that and make sure that we were all extra prepared just in case we did get the chance to get another season this year.
And as a return?
I just keep telling my team, just as long as you're giving it your best and you're giving it your all, then that's all that you can do. But just don't ever, because golf is a long game, so if you lose yourself for a minute in the middle somewhere, it could really mess you up. It can mess up the whole team up. So just don't give up is my main advice, because that was the advice from the previous golfers that helped me a lot when I was a freshman and playing college golf for the first time. So it's just that never give up, keep pushing, because you never know what could go right in your round. We were all super excited. I was really excited. Vegas was canceled, which was really sad for us, because that's definitely our favorite one, because we get to go on a plane and stay in an Airbnb and all that kind of stuff. But our first tournament's in Colorado, which really excited me because we've never had a tournament there, at least since I've been here, so I'm really excited for that one. And just in general, to be able to hit off some real grass, play outside, play with our some other schools, get some interaction going. It's just, I miss the playing factor and the tournament factor of it, because it's the most fun part. So just making sure we're mentally prepared, like I was saying, just even though because we haven't had that ability from fall season to keep up with that. So just keeping it upon yourself, just staying mentally tough, and then just supporting each other is really important as well, because our team is pretty small this year. So if we lose one of us, then we need to help them get back on their feet, whether it's grade-wise, golf-wise, anything. We just need to help each other out and help build each other up, and I think that will really, really make us better when we actually get to compete. So.
Earlier on last semester in the fall, we were out at the Varden and Cirrus Golf Club pretty much every day, working on a ton of short game, playing quite a bit, trying to make up for that lost tournament experience. And then over the winter, we've been in the bubble 4 nights a week over at Wade's up there, just doing our best to keep our bodies in shape and hopefully being the best possible. So initially we found out that Vegas was going to be canceled. Normally we go to Vegas in March over spring break every year, so that was tough because that's a pretty big highlight of the year. But finding out that we got 5 events this spring was big. Gave us a little more to look forward to, grind a little bit harder. And I think all the guys are really excited for it. We got a young team, and a lot of the guys want to show what they can do. I think it goes both. My personal success is going to rely on short game, and same thing with the rest of the team. Coming out of the winter, all the teams up in the NSIC have trouble with short game because we can't practice it as much as other conferences in the South. So everybody's kind of got to get back into it as soon as possible. And then we got a pretty young group so for the team, so we're going to have a lot of new guys starting this year. And so calming those nerves, getting that tournament experience, and then just settling back into a groove that we were in the summer that's going to be probably the biggest thing. So.